I think Barack Obama's deal is deteriorating before our eyes. I don't think there's a snowball's chance in hell that a Congress is going to approve this framework the way it's set up.
Senator Graham on the Iranian negotiations. He might be running for president, too, slamming the White House, saying the president signaled, in fact, last week that he might be willing to compromise, the president would, on sanctions in order for Iran to get a nuclear deal done in the end. Former New Hampshire Governor John Sununu, also former White House Chief of Staff to President George Bush. And, sir, good morning to you, and thanks for coming
Morning,
back.
Bill.
Listen to Graham there. I mean, is the deal dead on arrival already?
Well, look, if the president keeps yielding on must-have positions, he's going to lose even his Democratic support in the Senate. And as it drops off and drops off, at some point, he's going to lose his deal.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal is because I haven't seen it.
Neither does the president.
I don't know if there is a deal. Based on your understanding, can Congress kill anything that is agreed to out of Switzerland?
Well, there's a question as to how strong the piece of legislation that was passed, whether it's going to end up requiring 60 votes or whether it's going to end up requiring a veto-proof 67 votes in the Senate. But if the president keeps going, it's not going to make any difference. The Iranians have him negotiating against himself. And every time you do that, you make a deal significantly less desirable. And at some point, he's going to have to hold Democrats like Schumer. And Schumer and Bibi Netanyahu are extremely good friends.
Yeah. This came from Iran by way of a tweet several hours ago. All right. No limitations acceptable on the Iran nuclear industry. These are two sides saying two different things again, Governor.
Well, it's been like that ever since the president announced, quote, he had a deal. And I think we're going to be in the dark on this until a piece of paper is officially sent from the president to Congress to consider. Because until that happens, the White House is going to continue to spin it.
Well, you see where the Iranians are motivated here. They could get tens of billions of dollars in frozen assets immediately based on what we are reading now. Is that the kind of deal the White House will agree to?
Well, that's the economic carrot the president seems to be hinting at. He's trying now to buy the Iranians into an agreement. The Iranians are looking at an American president that seems so desperate that they will keep whittling away at this until the June 30th deadline is over.
Well, these snapback sanctions, we're told the president won't let those go to the wayside. Bearing in mind it took 10 years to put them in place, he believes that they will still be there. It took a long time to put those together. In the Friday afternoon press conference, later the White House came out to clarify that the president will not accept a deal without phased-out sanctions. What do you think of that?
Yeah, look, these are all words until we get a strict definition of what they mean and don't mean. The White House, the Democrats in the White House have a tradition of telling us that everything depends on the definition of something, including the definition of is. And so Obama is just inheriting that kind of spin tradition. We won't know until he sends it to Congress.
So what is your best guess 3 months from now or 6 months from now? Is there something there or not?
There will always be something. He will send even a bad deal down to Congress because he wants to blame Congress for killing it.
Do you think eventually that is the story that is written here after all these months?
That's what I think is the highest probability result, that the president ends up with a bad deal, sends it to Congress, and Congress turns it down.
Well, okay, we'll see. If that's the case, then Lindsey Graham would be right in the end, would he not?
Well, Lindsey was up here telling us how right he's always been.
With a snowball. Thank you, Governor. John Sununu with us today. Appreciate your time.